as a songwriter, my goal is to constantly get better. And I think that that's the goal of most songwriters. We're always reaching for the next best song, or just to tweak things a little bit better and make them just a little bit better. So today we're going to be talking about 6 tools that will instantly, if you're not using them already, actually, I'm sorry, 7 tools and a bonus. So it's actually 8 tools that will instantly make you a better songwriter. Some of them are simple, like you're probably already doing some of these, and some of them you probably haven't thought of, or some of them you might have forgotten, like you used to do when you kind of just got stuck in a new habit. The first one, pretty simple, but there's actually a real tactical reason behind it, is writing in an actual physical notebook. Now, the benefit to this, I have a bunch of these, but the benefit to this is not because I'm so like some sort of minimalist and I don't like devices. No, I use my device all the time. In fact, I have a notes on my app of song ideas. But I usually like to keep that as just song ideas on the phone, because there is a real benefit to actually writing in a notebook, because a couple of reasons. One, it limits distractions. Like I when I pull out my phone to write a song and then I get a text and then now I'm totally not even thinking about that. That's the first reason. But the second reason is you get to see your versions a lot better. Like, say you have 3 different ideas for a line, you can write them on top of each other, and it looks a little bit easier to understand than if you're doing it on a phone. Because now, our brains are trained to read things on our computer, or on our phone, or a laptop. A lot of people, and a lot of really professional songwriters write on laptops. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it. I've just found, for myself and from a lot of people that I've spoken to, that writing on actual pen and paper makes a big difference, or pencil and paper. But for example, or you can say you like, oh, I really like this line, but I think it should go better here. You can draw an arrow here, and now you know that when you're reorganizing the thing, you have an idea of where things go, and also, but you don't have to delete. See, like if you wanted to do this in your phone, you have to delete that line so you could put it somewhere else, right? You can kind of structure things differently, and you can write a couple different options. So you have 3 different options for like a word, for some sort of rhyme scheme. You can write those 3 on top of each other and test those out, and you don't forget them. So I'm a really big believer that writing in a physical notebook or journal makes a big difference in your songwriting. The next one is consistency. And it goes into like playing with this. So keep this with you as as often as you can. But number 2 is consistency. Even like 20 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, just doing something every day. It's like going to the gym. It's a muscle. Your body grows in routine. And to be honest, I think that creativity, while it does come in some certain crazy bursts, we can train it a little bit more, and we can actually become, we don't have to necessarily wait for these insanely creative spikes where we're like write the whole song in once. Like, I think that we can train it so that we can better and better, that we don't have to wait for those things. That's number 2. Number 3 is having a voice, some sort of voice recorder, or like an app, whether it be like a Tascam, actual handheld recorder, just dedicated to that, whether it be your iPhone. But I have lost and forgotten so many song ideas because I had a melody or I had a lyric and I didn't record it. And it's just gone. And I can't even tell you what they were, but they're gone. But on the flip, I've found some really, really, really great ideas that I had totally forgotten about because I was, walking my dog, and this song idea came in my head, and I recorded like a little 25-second snippet. And then like 2 years later, I'm like, whoa, this is really great. And I've actually finished some like really great songs from that, where like they're like 3 years old. I forgot about them. For example, my song Last Night came from a recording that I randomly found. My song Nobody Else, my song Different, all those through separate times and through separate years were things I just randomly found as voice memos on my phone. So it's definitely worth it. Number 4 is a rhyming dictionary. I use this all the time in a couple different versions. Whether it be actually like, I use rhymezone.com. I highly recommend them. They are great. You can type in any word and they have a whole bunch of different lists. Or I actually created like a kind of like my own rhyme scheme here in this notebook, where I actually got it printed. I like this so much that I got it printed, but I don't know if you can see this, but I have the alphabet going on each side of the page. And the benefit to that is I'll go through, I have a word, I don't know, any word, whatever, song. Now I'll go through the letter aong, bong, kong, dong, eong, fong, gong, gong, gon, hong, and I'll just go through and anything that rhymes with ong with that letter, and I found some really great rhymes to that. I highly recommend some sort of rhyme app or something like that, like a method like that. It totally will change the way you songwrite. I think we're at number 5. Number 5 is a reliable distributor. Now this comes at the end of the songwriting process when you actually release your music, but it ties in because if you don't have a good distributor and the process is junky or janky and it takes a while and it's hard to do, you're going to be less inclined to actually subconsciously want to finish that song. But also too, like, it takes you then away from songwriting. Anything that takes you away from like songwriting with, because your mixing process is slow to some degree, even if your computer is slow. Like, this is a huge thing. Like, and I'm not saying go and spend money if you can't afford it. No, when you can afford it, make it your goal to upgrade. But like, if your computer's lagging and you're trying to record something and you have to wait 20 seconds because it's processing the guitar, that really messes with the creative process. And it's the same thing with releasing your music. If there's some old outdated site or some site that frustrates you or doesn't work well or always has issues, it creates this like break in your brain where like you don't want to do it, so you wait subconsciously. Or two, it takes longer than it should, and that time could be spent doing something else like songwriting. So for example, like, I personally have used and continue to use Distrokid. I've released 100 songs to them. I highly recommend them. They are really fast to get your music out there. They offer a lot of great services, like getting your music on all these different platforms, but just even extra services like AI mastering, or they can help you find playlists, or just a whole bunch of different things. You got to keep 100% of your royalties. It's one flat fee, and you can release 100% like unlimited music. So you could release 5 songs or 500 songs, and it's the same price. And you can like even do some sort of collaboration things where, like, if you're releasing with other artists, the way it shows up as collaborations or just features, it's great. And the customer service is phenomenal too, if you happen to do have issues. So I highly recommend them. And in fact, you can actually there's a link down below. You can save 7% on your first year subscription. So if you're interested and you want to make the switch, or you haven't signed up for anything yet, there's a link down below. I highly recommend you check it out. But again, find a distributor that you really like and that works smoothly, that you know that, like, okay, it's a seamless part at the end of the song. Like, I know when I'm going to release to Distrokid, it's like, I don't even have to think about it. It's super seamless. There's no questions. Number 6 is, this is a unique one. Finding an instrument you're not comfortable with. So, like, I think that, for example, I'm a guitar player. I get stuck in my rut of playing the same chords, the same way. But when I kind of get out of that and I try something new, it sparks something new as an idea. Like, for example, I used to be a big piano player, and I'm not so much anymore. So like now when I play the piano, I'm like, oh man, anything that I play is just inspires. Or like pick up a ukulele. Just different things can like tweak things in your brain, like, and it gets you out of that rut and spark new ideas. Number 7, this is a big one, is community. Some sort of songwriting community, friends, family, whatever the case is, but some sort of group that will give you genuine constructive criticism. And I, as a songwriter, I've always struggled with the people that say, oh, this song's my baby, I don't want advice, or that's perfect, blah, blah. I've always wanted genuine advice in my songs. If it could be better, I want it to be better. It's like a product. To me, it's a product. I want that I care about, a product that I care about, but like a product. Like, I want the best version of that song, and I want the best version of me as a songwriter. So I would send it to people and be like, hey, what is your opinion? Genuinely, like, give me real feedback so that I know I can make it better for next time. So finding some sort of group or some sort of community that you know will be honest, and you can send your songs and they won't be annoyed, and they'll give you time. Because some people take 15 years, and I'm like, no, I need this in like a day or two. I need the response. So getting some sort of real feedback, and people that can understand music a little bit. Like, look, it's great to send to your mom, and if she knows music, that's great. But if she doesn't, she's like, yeah, it sounds great, honey. Like, that's not super helpful. Like, you want people that like understand music and be like, hey, I think that I think you should try syncopation here instead of, on the beat. Or I think that maybe this rhyme scheme is a little different. You should try this. Or I think that I think the hi-hats are a little loud. Stuff like that. The bonus one is going to divide people, I think. But it's using AI for songwriters. I don't mean, hey, ChatGPT, write me a song. I mean, I've been using it for so many different things. But like, even my devotional, when I like read the Bible in the morning, like everything, like helping like with concepts, and it's amazing. But like ideas, like pulling out ideas, like what are some songwriting ideas? Here's a bunch of songs that I've written. Here's a bunch of topics that I've written about. What topics do you think, based on this, I would do well with that I haven't done yet? And it just might be like, oh, what about a song about your childhood, your relationship with your dad? wow, that's a great idea. And now it's not writing a song for you. You actually have to do the work, but use it as an idea generator or as something to spark ideas. And then maybe like, oh, you know what? I'm actually not going to take that idea, but maybe I'll write something about my being like a childhood friend, like stuff like that, where it's like taking it to using it as a tool, not as a crutch, but as a tool to take it to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, just so to kind of go through them, was a notebook, a voice memo recording app, a reliable distributor, for example, like Distrokid, which is what I use, rhyming dictionary or rhyme zone, instrument you're not comfortable with, some sort of feedback community, using consistency as a tool, like being consistent with writing, and the bonus was AI for songwriters. I'd love to know your feedback. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. God bless and peace out.